Video like this, I'm Jokianos. Oh my God. I gotta figure out a way to just shoehorn this into the video. But not like this. Don't put this in, Michael. Dude, I've missed Okeanos. Haven't missed Velajul. I haven't missed Velajul, but then again, nobody asked. I don't want to talk about that though. I'm not ready to talk about Velajul. I am ready to talk about Daddy. Welcome to the SWC Monster Spotlight on Okeanos. Oh, Michael, talk to them about Okeanos.
I don't really want to talk about it.
After ages of not being seen in an RTA draft because of a few nerfs that hit him kind of hard, he's back and more comparable to how he was than ever before. Lest was even first picking him in the China qualifier. That says something. All right, let's talk about his skills. His first skill is honestly more incredible than it sounds. It transfers 2 debuffs from him onto an enemy target that he hits, and if it has no debuffs to transfer, then it's gonna deal a little extra damage. So when you have no better skills to use, you can almost translate this to something akin to an auto cleanse. This is like a mini version of Chao's passive with the small upside of actually transferring them. Of course, with the small downside of having to opt to not use a skill with a cooldown instead. All I'm saying is it's good. It's getting complicated. It's a good skill. His second skill hits 2 times to strip 2 buffs on each hit and attempt to put the enemy on max cooldown. This skill feels amazing, and it feels equally awful when it misses. Damn, I really wrote a lot for skill 3. What was I doing? This is probably my 3rd cup of coffee speaking. Like, this is crazy. His skill 3, the one where he throws all the rocks at the kids on his lawn, it's an AoE and it hits 3 to 5 times, and it's gonna stun them, hopefully. But wait, that's not the exciting part. Actually, it's part of the exciting part. There's actually multiple exciting parts. After skill ups, they'll stun on a coin flip, and if they have any debuffs on them, it'll do additional damage. Plus, it absorbs attack bar. And honestly, that's on a pretty short cooldown of 4 turns after skill ups. So if it isn't already immediately apparent, this is an extremely versatile monster with 3 high impact skills. I mean, he can stun you, he can absorb attack bar, put you on full reset. He can even pass you a theoretical defense break when he's on full cooldown. That's crazy. That's the sort of effect that you'd think would be on a skill with a cooldown, but it's his first skill. Folks will build him on Violent or even Swift. Sometimes having that strip reset on turn 1 is exactly what the Oki ordered. But other times, doing stuff like this on a proc,
oh my God, you're right.
It's pretty sick. You know, so I can't blame you if you put him on Violent. For your artifacts, if you're looking at the main slot, go for things like HP and defense to round out his tankiness. And then in the substats, you'll want to look for additionals of all varieties. I'm talking speed, HP, attack, whatever you can find. And then additional accuracy on skill 3 and skill 2. Daddy Oki's back, and I'm really glad to see him. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. I didn't write an ending. I wrote a ton for skill 3, didn't write an outro. Classic Evan. Let me do one more where it's just a little bit more serious, because I know I've been like really jokey. Jokey Oki? How did I not write that in the script? How did that not come to me? Are you kidding me? It was right there the whole time. Jokianos? Holy I'm Jokianos. When I'm being goofy as hell in a video like this, I'm Jokianos. Oh my God. I gotta figure out a way to just shoehorn this into the video. But not like this. Don't put this in, Michael. Dude, I've missed Okeanos. Haven't missed Velajul. I haven't missed Velajul, but then again, nobody asked. I don't want to talk about that though. I'm not ready to talk about Velajul. I am ready to talk about Daddy. Welcome to the SWC Monster Spotlight on Okeanos. Oh, Michael, talk to them about Okeanos.
I don't really want to talk about it.
After ages of not being seen in an RTA draft because of a few nerfs that hit him kind of hard, he's back and more comparable to how he was than ever before. Lest was even first picking him in the China qualifier. That says something. All right, let's talk about his skills. His first skill is honestly more incredible than it sounds. It transfers 2 debuffs from him onto an enemy target that he hits, and if it has no debuffs to transfer, then it's gonna deal a little extra damage. So when you have no better skills to use, you can almost translate this to something akin to an auto cleanse. This is like a mini version of Chao's passive with the small upside of actually transferring them. Of course, with the small downside of having to opt to not use a skill with a cooldown instead. All I'm saying is it's good. It's getting complicated. It's a good skill. His second skill hits 2 times to strip 2 buffs on each hit and attempt to put the enemy on max cooldown. This skill feels amazing, and it feels equally awful when it misses. Damn, I really wrote a lot for skill 3. What was I doing? This is probably my 3rd cup of coffee speaking. Like, this is crazy. His skill 3, the one where he throws all the rocks at the kids on his lawn, it's an AoE and it hits 3 to 5 times, and it's gonna stun them, hopefully. But wait, that's not the exciting part. Actually, it's part of the exciting part. There's actually multiple exciting parts. After skill ups, they'll stun on a coin flip, and if they have any debuffs on them, it'll do additional damage. Plus, it absorbs attack bar. And honestly, that's on a pretty short cooldown of 4 turns after skill ups. So if it isn't already immediately apparent, this is an extremely versatile monster with 3 high impact skills. I mean, he can stun you, he can absorb attack bar, put you on full reset. He can even pass you a theoretical defense break when he's on full cooldown. That's crazy. That's the sort of effect that you'd think would be on a skill with a cooldown, but it's his first skill. Folks will build him on violent or even swift. Sometimes having that strip reset on turn 1. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Summoner's War. My name's Come To Us Heaven. I'm back from Tokyo, back from the SWC World Finals, and ready to do some account reviews. What's up, Tranquil Tide? Ultra Deathlord, welcome back. JG Blitz, who is now Okamu Okami. Welcome back, everybody. Typhoon, Lewis, it's good to see you guys. I'm having a great day so far. It's been very nice readjusting to life over here in the States again. It's been great. I had so much fun over in Tokyo, you guys. You have no clue. It was awesome. Zacbot, I did not. Unfortunately, the timing wasn't right for punching Scribble in the face. I did talk to Scribble though. I did say hi to Scribble, but I didn't actually punch him in the face. I don't know. It just didn't feel like the right time to drop a punch. Thank you. I appreciate the forgiveness. So guys, like I mentioned, we're doing account reviews and progression tips today. So chat channel 10 is the place to be if you want to participate in that. Oh, this is the perfect time to end the raid. Look at that. That's like a pro level tap in, you know, when you just have a feeling that your team just completed a run. There we go. Review me, please, says Ozac. Yo, you got it, dude. Review me. Okay, let's see what we got. Megalopolis, as in like the movie. Is that guy's name Megalopolis? Oh, guys, I don't know what's going on. I think my computer is aging. Oh, no, it's the profile. We're good. We're chilling. Ozac. P2 in World Arena. Oh, my. Oh, it feels good. Yes, we could do Asia server next. Dude, Ozac. With the Legend Siege finish World Guild Battle, I'm wondering what would take a point off. I feel like I may need to there might be a time where I need to qualify what makes a 10 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? Because this whole time I'm just kind of been just kind of going for the raw score, not actually saying here's what a 3 out of 10 is, here's what a 5 out of 10 is, because it's going to be really extremely hard for me not to say this is a 10 out of 10, except for the fact that there's no red star in RTA. You know what I'm saying? Right? As soon as I see a red star in RTA to match all the other red, then it's going to be a 10 out of 10. Maybe what I do is I drop the 9. I drop the 9 out of 10, so that way we always remember that there's room for improvement. It's a lesson in humility. Wow. Lesson in humility. Oh my god. There's so many Camillas. So many Miyangs. So this is what the account of a Siege player, of a Legend Siege player, looks like. That's amazing, dude. Why am I slept so well last night, guys. Back in my own bed. My bed has a divot that is shaped to me, and I love that divot. I don't think I'm ever gonna get another mattress. Sorry, guys. Let me catch up with chat real quick. I just realized I haven't watched. Varen. Oh yes. So channel 10. Channel 10 for folks wondering. Speaking of which, let me. Oh, I have the stream running on the side. Let me pause that. So that way we don't get any audio in the background. I'm just gonna post the stream survey for you guys. So, Bappo Jr. says, no matter what I feel like I can lower my. You feel like you can lower your abyss times. Well, let's see what's going on with that. Maybe we can find a way to lower 47. Yeah, we could probably lower that. Wait, just for reference. I don't think mine is significant. Oh, not skill. Sorry, guys, misclicked. Missed input. I just got to get good. What is mine? 42 seconds. So mine is close. Mine is close to that. I think there is definitely a path for you to lower this, with what you have currently. So you're using the Luna approach? What's up, Wolf? Oh, Cloud Piercer says, you probably don't have time for EU today if you do global in Asia, right? Honestly, I may, to be honest. Usually Asia doesn't take too much time. There isn't that much interest normally for the Asia server. So it's like I normally only end up hitting 1 or 2 accounts on the Asia server. So I think I would stick around. We can bounce around today too. You know, maybe I do a little on global, a little on Asia, a little on Europe, and then I bounce back around. I think I would probably just have to see what you're using here. I think the only thing that maybe could change is maybe the Veramos, right? The Veramos is really good, but I mean, if you were to swap that out with, say, like the Wind Homunculus, I think you'd probably get really solid results, changing like 0 other things, right? Because the Wind Homunculus has max HP scaling, I think on every single skill, if I'm not mistaken. I think even the first one scales with max HP now, unless I'm absolutely tripping. Maybe the chat could help me with that. Oh, actually, chat chat doesn't need to help me with that. We can just go over here, and we could just hold down on here. Look at that. Max HP. Yeah, max HP. Every single one scales with max HP. So that means that this guy is going to be contributing a lot, right? Because if the team is working like properly, then you only need Teshar to clear the waves. I think that's it. I have not seen Megalopolis. Has anybody seen Megalopolis? I've only seen the memes about it. I say that because this person down here is named Megalopolis. Kanagi, it has been ages. Dude, so first of all, it's going great. I had so much fun in Japan. It was awesome. Such a great trip. SWC was fantastic. Now I'm back. I'm not sick anymore. I feel great. I slept in my own bed. Like it was super stellar. My dad was so sweet, and he like cleaned my place while I was gone, which was really sweet of him. He also got like, I have like new oil diffusers, right? You know, so he got like new oil diffusers for my place, but he also spilled one. He spilled one on my bed. Yeah, I love him so much. He's so wonderful, but he spilled one on my bed. And so the whole bed is very fragrant to the point of like the potency level is off the charts. Like I fear I may never smell anything ever again. Like I had to change everything about it. Okay, sorry. Chat channel 10. Sorry, back in it. I need help with my Dragons and Giants team to go under 1 minute. Yes, let me take a peek. To go under a minute? So if you wanted to for... Oh wow, your Giants team is not bad. So this is like truly a hybrid of the speed team and the starter team, right? Prylia is kind of indicative of that. She's like definitely symptomatic of being almost ready to go in to the speed team. If she is on 3 sets of fight, then I'm pretty sure you are ready. Enigma says, is SW easy to get into as an E7 player? It's hard to attest to the current state of E7, but I would say that at least there was a point in the beginning, in the middle of the E7 career where it would be easy to transition. I actually would argue that I think it probably would be easy-ish to transition because they share a lot of terminology even. They share terminology, they share game mechanics. So I think it would be semi-easy to jump over. Are you liking the Come To Us versions of the JJK monsters? 100%. I think that Summoner's War does an amazing job with like the originals for the collab monsters. Although I haven't seen the skills yet. Maybe we could take a second and look at the skills after this. I think one way to like transition this, and it's probably going to be the hardest one, would be to put Prylia on 3 sets of fight. I think that's probably the one thing that's like differentiating this. I noticed you were also using Sigmaris still too. But if you were to shift this over to a fight build and have it go first, then all of a sudden you'd find yourself 1 step closer to a speed team, specifically for Giants, right? Also, using this is great. I don't know if you have a Teshar. You don't have a Teshar, but does this work? Maybe this doesn't necessarily work. Does this work? Chat, can Leah be used to... This is kind of like a fancy way to clear the waves. Can Leah work to clear waves in Giants instead of Teshar? Let me just look around real quick and see if you have another option. I would tell you to do Julie, but I actually think the rune requirements for Julie are really high, right? So I think there's probably a better way to do this. Like, just stick with what's working, right? If Sigmaris is working, then stick with that. Try Prylia on a few fight sets. Sorry, guys. And if you see Summoners War pause like that, like this, right? That means I'm moving my window. Sorry about that. Empress Maya, can you review me? I'd appreciate it. Kind of stuck on what to do. This is one of my favorite questions to get because I feel like it's like the hardest for a lot of people. Figuring out where to go in Summoner's War. Oh my goodness, you have all 3 of the Draken Knights? What's up with this? Already at level 78, you have all this. Okay, let's see what we can do. So you've already cleared TOA. You can do the Abyss hard for Giants. Oh my goodness. Oh, that felt good. Wolf says, SW monsters are way better though, lol, and I'm a Jujutsu fan. Dude, me too. We are on the global server for Not a Psycho. You know, that's actually the way that you're supposed to like tell, you know, people, the cops, whoever, that you're not a psycho, is you're supposed to like actually write it out on your YouTube handle, just so that way you are found innocent in a court of law. Because nothing screams I'm not a psycho like writing it out. It's like telling people to trust you. For your Giant's Abyss, I think we could probably speed this up by removing the Fran and the Lauren, because I think what's going on here is you are adding a lot of hits to the boss's counterattack counter. So like at the point, once he hits 7, he hits AoE, and it's a lot more devastating than it was in GB10, clearly, right? And so you want to avoid that as much as humanly possible. So I would say maybe don't do 2 monsters that have multi-hits, right? So it's like, or I should say that many multi-hits on skill 1. So Lauren and Fran both hit 3 times on skill 1. Crow, if he teams up with one of them, that's a 4-hit multi-hit in Giants. That's crazy. What's up, Stoic? What's up, Stoic? Good afternoon, my friend. How are you? Yeah, it is champion. Yes, dude. Yeah, the champ. The champ was two years. What's going on, Stoic? How was the flight home? I had a super easy flight. I slept for most of it, which was great. Let me resize this a little bit. I think we can get a little bit more window room in. Yeah, that looks great. And then for your Dragons team, there's something up with this. Let me just jump in real quick, because the shell of the team is really good. But it should be a little bit faster, especially in like B10. Oh, I love this song. Oh, dude, this song goes so hard. Dude. Love this song. Oh my god. See, now this is some royalty-free music that I can get behind. Like, this is just... All right. Okay, so I had a feeling that we were going to find something like this for the Dragons team. And this is good news, because this is actually an easy fix, right? And your team should be a little bit faster. I think this is it. So if this is the same Verd that you're using for Dragons, what we should probably do is we'll shift it away from the Rage build. So ultimately, you've clearly done your homework, and you know that Rage is like the way to build a Verd later on. However, the main thing that you want to hit with him is that 100% crit rate. You want to make sure that he has that over everything else. And once you spend some time with that 100% crit rate Verd, maybe on more of a support build, maybe tankier, so that way he could take a hit thereabouts, right? After some time, when you gather up the runes to support a crit damage Rage build, then you can make that swap. But the same thing that needs to stay true throughout the whole experience is the 100% crit rate. So in the meantime, it's totally fine if you wanted to, say, put him on a set of Violent or a set of, honestly, anything. He could be on any set. It could be a broken set. I think Violent is probably the best option if you're not running the Rage build. So for now, what I would say is just swap him over to that. Aim for that 100% crit rate. You can even use the new advanced rune settings, so that way you can try to find yourself some kits that have that 100% crit rate. And honestly, the rest should probably just fall into place. Like, frankly, I think after that, you may just find that your speed has increased, your consistency has increased, etc. Because that is like the defining factor of what makes a solid Dragons team. It's great that you're running the Fran. The only thing that I'd say about her is she on? Is she could maybe be a little bit faster. Same here. I'm kind of unsure of what's going on. Oh, she's on Fatal. I mean, these are decent stats. She is also a little bit slow. So the turn order for this team should be something like Fran. I'm sorry, I already misspoke. Cancel that. The turn order for let's just start over. The turn order for this team should be something like Lauren, then Fran, then ideally, like later on, this is good for Abyss. If you want to set up for Abyss, you'd probably do Crow here. And the reason why you do Crow here is because he has a brand on skill 3. So he can set up the branding, and then your big damage units go, and they can capitalize on the brand. Because so there's defense break, which lowers the opponent's defense, right? Branding just generally increases the damage they receive by 25%. So like that's really good for the damage dealers that follow up after. So Lauren def breaks, Fran attack buffs, Crow applies branding, then your 2 damage dealers, and they can be Veramos, they can be Lynn, it can be Spectra, whatever. I think for the sake of today, though, let's just say Spectra and Veramos as like placeholders. They go after that, and then finally Verd moves. And the reason why we make Verd move last is because he has the opportunity to help you gain 40% attack bar. All of your units get 40% attack bar, right? 20% and 20% if he double crits, which he will under the new 100% violent build. And then everybody is way further towards their next turn than they were before. We have him move last because you don't want to miss out on any of that 40%, right? Like, let's say Verd moves before your Veramos. Your Veramos isn't necessarily gaining 40% attack bar. He's maybe gaining 10 or 15% attack bar. So that's a lot of wasted bar, right? You're getting the most value out of Verd if he moves last. But yeah, I hope that helps. And let's move on to the next one. What's up, JG Blitz? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see if my emotes are working today. Is my wave working? Oh, it's working. Let's go. Let me reorganize my windows for a quick second. Hold on, guys. Because I just realized that if any notification... Oh, no. Okay, there we go. I just realized that if any notifications came through, I couldn't see them. Okay. Oh, congrats on the Tableau, Nightmare. I need to get a half-decent Dragon's Abyss. Oh my god, Dudono lead. Oh, this is hard. This is a hard one. Okay, so we just talked about dragons, but I don't mind doing it again because so for folks who maybe haven't seen the stream before or unfamiliar with Dudono's account in general, what Dudono is doing here, Dudono lead. This is an alt account that Dudono's created that doesn't use any leader skills or units with leader skills. Very important distinction there. So not only are they not running a leader skill at all, they're also not using units with leader skills. And that's very complicated. So like that means you can't even have Verd on your team because he has a leader skill. And that's hard. So let's see what you're doing first, you absolute maniac. Let's see what you're doing, you madman. A 13 minute 58 seconds. Dragon's Abyss hard. Well, I guess that is the goal, right? You just kind of want to outlast the monster, but surely there's got to be something in here that can do a little bit of damage. Like, can the wind Indra be used here? Because the wind Indra does additional damage. It does true damage, no? Dude, we may want to use this, but we may need to rune it to be like extra fast. So like this, this one doesn't have any speed on it, so I think this is definitely gonna be Olaf the Majin. Hey there, buddy, how are you? I'm doing great, dude. Just got back from Tokyo yesterday, which was weird because I had 2 yesterdays, right? You know, I experienced Tuesday twice, so I saw the sunset on Tuesday 2 different times. Fascinating, very fun. I had such a blast. I spent most of the time in Tokyo, right? You know, so like Akihabara, like Shibuya, Shinjuku, like all that stuff. Went to Tokyo Disney Sea for a second. That was really fun. So just coming back to this for a second. So chakra does additional damage, and that, even though it's functionally, like, even though it's mechanically different from how Miles deals his damage, because Miles technically ignores a portion of the enemy's defense, the way that chakra does it is additional damage. So it's closer to Dominic's damage than like Miles' damage. So if you rune him fast, if you rune him really fast, he's going to deal more additional damage based on his speed. He might work because it's true damage. And so that means that the boss, even on a glance, he can probably do some solid damage, right? Because it's a fire unit. So you're going to be glancing on the dragon a ton. But I think we're at a state right now with this guy where it's worth a shot. So you'd want to rune him like just crazy fast as possible. I still think violent is probably the way. I don't know. I don't think rage is the way because you're not going to crit, right? I think you just run this guy, like, forget about crit rate, forget about crit damage. Also, chat, please, let me interrupt myself for a second. Chat, if I'm like off about this, I don't have a chakra. I want a chakra, but please feel free to correct me because like I want to help Dudono as much as possible. I think that chakra could be decent. I think Kaki actually could be decent too. I don't know if you're using Kaki. Dude, the way that you get violent runes right now is through the event, that check-in event, that extra. Hold on, let me just look at some of this stuff first. Oh wait, could you use this? What does this do? Inflicts additional damage to all enemies and stuns them for one turn to attack 7 times in total on your turn. You might actually be able to use this. You could maybe do this. So I think the damage dealers on your team are going to be Crow. Oh, you've got Spectra. That's great. Having Spectra as an option. Chakra, Kaki. I would try out a few of those damage dealers. Let me show you how to get the violent. The violent runes that you need are in these Sky Fever season events, right? So it's like in the attendance fever here. Right? Like, look at all this stuff. So you got all these runes selecting, like you select all those. Then you can also go into like the booster fever event, the artifact crafting event, like all this stuff. I think these events are like especially designed in a lab to help your quest. What's good for Life Fire? How are you? It's been a while, dude. Oh, Olaf the Majin, that's really nice of you to help us early gamers. Dude, it's my pleasure. I love these streams. I have so much fun doing these. Actually, speaking of help, I just posted the survey in YouTube chat, by the way. So if you you're interested in that, I just posted that in there. Sorry about that, guys. Got a message on the side there. Okay, let's keep going. Is this the chat for the live? Yes, Goofy Ton, you found the right one. Evan, not this fake Evan guy. Evan, how do you... Oh my god, you have the original name Evan. This is crazy. Bro, trade me. No, I'm so kidding. When did you start? Yeah, look at that. Oh my goodness. It's been account created 2015. You beat me there by almost 2 years. Almost 2 years. Just shy of 2 full years. Wow. Congratulations, Evan. Olaf says, I have 1,200 days. Still can't finish DB10. That's okay. That's what I'm here for. Let me just take a brief pause. I really want to see the new units. I really want to see what the new units are all like. The new originals, like Hayato. Let me go see what this looks like. Ultra Deathlord. Good morning. Hey, Evan, do you want to see someone fully skill up their Leica? I mean, to live vicariously through someone else's Leica sounds great. So he attacks with the cleansing beads, the holy beads. Oh, that's pretty cool. Can I get a crit animation? Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's great. Okay, let me see the replacement for Gojo. Sigmund. These guys look sick. I gotta say, they do a great job. Oh, nice. He makes beam swords. Oh, I'm so glad that they kept the effect like that from the curse technique red, the way that it like the cursed energy like pours out from behind the target. I think that's so cool. It's a great feeling of impact with this one. I'm glad that they kept that. Let me see the domain expansion. Spatial cleave. Spatial cleave. Yeah, they did such a good job. Oh, I gotta see the hollow purple. I see that they just recolored the skill icon for the third skill. They removed the blue and the red colliding infinities, but what it ends up looking like is so sick. The L and D elements of this, like the black and white highlights for this, are really cool. It's just a Kamehameha. And turns out that's what I wanted. Look at, dude, he even does like he even like gathers up the key. That's so sick. Okay, wait, let's see. Explosive power. Oh, that's pretty. That's sick. What else we got? We got a third skill for the wind one, right? So Doom's, what was it? Oh, very similar. Doom's Arrival. Wow, very similar, to be honest. You know what's kind of cool about this? I have to say, like, as a JJK fan, right? Like, I'm a huge JJK fan. I think it's cool that even if you missed the collab, I think these characters very much still embody the feeling of like JJK, like that, like the Gojo replacements, like all the skills feel very much like a domain expansion or like the hollow purple, like anything. Like, so you can still get that thematically appropriate feeling even after. Oh, Ultra Deathlord. I've read it, and I also have opinions, but I don't want to spoil the manga ending here just because I know that we have a lot of people who only watch the anime, so I won't spoil it here. Senior Penguin King says, please spoil. No, dude, you should go read it. You should just go read it. I'll say this. Well, no, I won't say anything. Actually, I'm not gonna say anything. Sorry. See, look at this. This is just functionally equivalent Yuji. Look at this. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's perfect. That's all I need from my Yuji. Which other Yuji has a third skill? Gale uppercut, cool. Let's check out this one. This guy looks dope, by the way. Shockwave fist, that's the same one. Where's the other one? Aha! And they're exorcists too. So this is just so good. And then we got the Megumi replacement. They used the similar icons. Oh my god. It's disappointing because they're not going to be any more JJK. I think that these collab replacements feel more like the source material than any other Summoners War original to this day. I think that they are more similar than like the Street Fighter replacements. Is that just Nue? Oh no, it's not. So they did actually replace them. They do look different. Yeah, look at that. I think if you're a JJK fan and you missed the collab, like, you can still find some solace in these units for sure. Like like this is pretty great. And which one? I think the light one has a third skill. Rabbit. Oh, cute. They just kind of dance around and then Max Elephant drops. It's funny how similar these are. Okay, what do we got here? Potential release. Great. And then I think we got a third skill here too, the Mighty Elephant. Oh my god, there's so many of them. There are so many elephants now. And then let's just find I just want to see the Nobaro. Sorry guys, I know that this is quite selfish of me, but I'm really curious about their skill previews. So we got the first skill, kunai, perfect. A kunai is very functionally equivalent. Got that, great. Shuriken barrage. She's throwing kunai, but it's okay. We don't care too much about that. That's a shuriken. There you go. Look at that. That's great. Hey, Evan, you deserve to be a little selfish sometimes. Listen to you, dude. Thank you. That's so nice. I appreciate it. So these are definitely my least favorite, but I imagine that this one was also pretty tough to adapt. Oh, I like that one though. I gotta say, I really like this one. This reminds me of the Alkahestry from FMA Brotherhood, you know? Where they would like draw on the ground and connect it with kunai. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like directly inspired by that. Okay, love it. Sorry about that. Thank you for that brief intermission, guys, so that way I can check out the skill animations. Let me just go back in here. Steel Fortress. Did you check out the Yuji names, Evan? They're basically the most normal names in history. Wait, really? Wait, hold on 1 second. Let me go look at these. So the Yuji names, Rick. Mark. Sean. Oh, look at that, dude. Sean. Oh, Sean B's got to be thrilled, dude. He's finally got a monster with his name in there. Guy, shut up. Are you kidding me? Come just ran out of names. And Jack. All right. Wow. No way. Dude, Rick and Mark. That's awesome. That's so funny. Yeah, the Gojo names are at least like you got Hartman, Jurgen, Vincent, Werner, and Sigmund. That's great. That's awesome. Dude, Guy. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, Rick and Mark. Sigma. Wait, Sigma. No way they got a Sigma. Are you kidding me? Tetsuya, Hiroyuki, Kuroshu, Ginjo, Dobroku. Okay, and wait, but where? We got a Sigma? I like Jurgen. Jurgen's great. Werner. Rivensu! What's up, dude? Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, this is hilarious. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting Rick, Mark, Guy. They just gave up. As a German, Jurgen sounds so weird. What happened to Gojo? I mean, they can't use that, right? They can't use Gojo, but dude, they busted out Rick. That's crazy. They must have had that one in the chamber for a long time. Like, you know, they were thinking about like, they have these ready. They're like, what was the theming for this one, right? Like normal. You know, is it just normal? Is that the theming for it? Because, you know, like a lot of the names will have themes, you know. Dragon Knights are cats and dogs. The unicorns are princesses. We've got constellations for the Brownie Magician family. Was this one just normal? Was this just regular, like Facebook friends, like Facebook mutuals or something like that? Like, it's so funny. Teachers at a school. Let's look at that Steel Fortress Abyss hard team. Oh, this one's kind of long, huh? Okay, yeah, so we'll do something about this. Most basic names. Yeah, we can change this up. So let me just for Umaki, let me show you mine, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think mine is free to play. Let me just double check. No, so omit Brandia. So just take Brandia out, and you can use Gina the Dark Witch instead. And you can use Gina instead. Let me just double check this real quick. That is what I'm running currently, right? Oh, look at this. So this is free to play. So the one that I'm running right now is free to play. You can get all these units from like the Ancient Coin Shop or from Secret Dungeons. Oh no, that's the end of the sentence. Yeah, I was thinking there was gonna be one more place. It's just those two places you can get. I think that's probably the best place to go. Braves says, how do we get our account reviewed? So I'm on the global server right now. I may just jump over to Asia for one quick second. In fact, actually, you know what? Before I look back in chat, I will come back. I promise. I'm coming back. Let me go to Asia, because I know that people were asking for Asia. So if you happen to be on the Asia server, hop in chat channel 10, say something, say your question, and also what your Twitch or YouTube name is, just so that way I know who I'm talking to. And I promise I will come back to global in just 1 second. But I know that we've had folks wanting it for a little while on this one. Okay. Let me just click through. Thank you, Elia. Appreciate it. It's very sweet of you. Chat channel 10. Chat channel 10 on the Asia server. Is there anybody here who needs help? Because I know that we had people at the beginning of the stream. Maybe they left, but we'll see what's going on. We'll give it like 2 minutes. We'll give it 2 minutes. In the meantime, let me redeem all these, and let's go see if let's go see what I summoned. We have 59. Okay, 59 scrolls. Can you go to EU after? Yeah, I could do EU. I could jump over to EU before I go back to global. Let's see if I can get a nat 5 on this account. Let's see if I can get something that would be fun in the early game. And then we can review it based on how cool it would be at this state in the game. Anubis. Oh, Rauk. Love Rauk. Good rates. I'm getting good lightnings. No way. I got Vincent, dude. Are you kidding me? I got Vincent. It's cool that they arrive awakened. Wow, got a nat 5. So I think for this state of the game, I think getting an AoE strip provoke with invincibility early game, it's probably mixed in terms of results, right? Because I'm not really going to be stripping anything at this state of the game. It's PvE, but like I think taking the heat off of my more fragile damage dealing units could be helpful. I'd run it. I honestly, if you pull a nat 5 in the beginning of the game, you probably run it on a team. Dude, it's so cool the way he ditches the sunglasses and pulls out another pair. Get the heck out of here. What? What is this guy? Oh my god, that's so funny. Stop. There's no way. They just have him throwing away endless sunglasses. This is the true final form of the limitless curse technique, dude. It's just limitless sunglasses. You gotta be kidding. That's so funny. This is the first time they've ever done that, where it's like there's no unawakened version. I guess they don't want to punish too hard, I guess, for like missing the club. Oh, Sean, look at this. Lunatic. That's cool. Curse glasses be crazy. I'm Vaughn. Ooh. Excuse me. Should I be farming Raid Boss 5 or Necro Boss 12 Abyss? You should probably do Raid. A lot of times I recommend people just do Raids because I think that's probably the fastest way to get through that like kind of plateau area. What's up, Avery? All right, Lunatic. So Lunatic is new to the game. They've been playing for 22 days. They already have lag. I actually really like lag. I think lag's a great early game nat 5. You already have an Abyss hard team for both Giants and Dragons. Look at you, dude. What the heck? And for Spiritual Realm? I'm very impressed. Very impressed with your progress so far. I think you're doing spectacularly. I see why you just need like a little bit of help with like, oh, what units to build or something like that, because you clearly know what you're doing. Like, obviously, this is really cool. Lag is great. This auto crit, it does auto crit, right? Yes, it does auto crit. As long as you're faster. As long as you're faster at auto crits. So as far as what to build next, for different states of the game, I would just keep some of these in mind. So like for Ariel, right? Ariel's really good in R5. He's also good in arena defenses, right? Speaking of arena defenses, the Water Macaron Guard is really good there too. She offers a lot of disruption through her passive. It's one of the few times where I'd actually run like double water, is her and Ariel, or like her with like Darian, the Light Vagabond or something, right? We'll see if you pull something cool that like scales with defense. This is a really good support specific. Oh, look at this Feng. You have a Feng back here. Yeah, so these two units go really well together because she applies a defense buff and Feng Yan's damage increases according to his defense. So this is like an ideal support unit combo for Feng Yan. I gotta say, for having only played like less than a month, you've pulled some weirdly synergistic Nat 5s. This guy I don't think I would prioritize. He got a nice buff earlier this year where it's like now he destroys max HP of the enemy current lost HP after attacking the enemy allies, take less damage and deal more damage proportionate to the enemy target's destroyed HP. So that last part is like where the buff was. So if you have ways to destroy enemy HP, he's kind of sick for that. This is great tech. I wouldn't prioritize it too much, but like he can do good damage, but he is a little bit of a passive with legs, right? That's kind of usually my joke with him. Right, you run him to deny revives. So if you ever encounter like an RTA team or like an arena defense or something, and their whole comp is based around the point of like reviving after you knock him out, this guy will just solve the problem by standing there. So he's a good build, but I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I think these 4 units are probably my favorite out of what you pulled. I think I'd prioritize Feng first. I would go Feng. Then maybe this actually, maybe this, and then this and this. I think I'd probably go in that order. And also Diana is spectacular for like RTA. Just keep in mind I'm making these recommendations based on where you are right now in Summoner's War. Diana is extremely good in RTA. And Triton is one of those monsters where you can get crazy mileage out of your Swift runes because when he awakens, he becomes a 115 base speed. That's funny. I thought he was 116. I must have misremembered that. I could have sworn, honestly, if you had asked me before this, I would have told you he was a 116 base speed. I completely forgot he's 115, so he's the same as Eshir. Still very fast unit. Oh, nice. Look at this. You have an Iris back here. She also awakens. I was going to say, I swear she was faster. Then you got Darian. Darian 2, right? You can awaken him twice. His second awakening's really good. It's kind of hard to... Oh, you've got Kinky. What? No way. This account is really lucky. This is awesome. Dude, how fun is this? Oh, the awakening in general gives 1. Oh, thank God, dude. Thank you. Wales. Like, Wales, you just made me feel a lot better about myself. Because I was like, I could have sworn that I had that number memorized correctly. Nice, Ultra Deathlord. Great job. Great. Okay, so I hope that helps. Okay, Europe server. Thank you guys. Thank you for confirming. I was gonna say, that was weird that I forgot that. I felt like I knew that, had that memorized. I'm glad to hear that I do have that memorized correctly. You know what's funny about polling? Oh, wow. Let's see. Wow. Lightning on the LD scroll on the Europe account, huh? Oh, Dova. Cool. I've got Dova on my other account, too. That's great. Nothing to start an ult with. Thank God. See, that's why I don't summon on these accounts, because I get scared, dude. I get scared. The last thing I want is to pull an LD5 on my Europe account. Are you kidding me? The level 1 Europe account? Carnegie. That was pretty good. That was pretty good, dude. Here, I'll drop the survey in YouTube for that. That was funny. Chat channel 10 on the Europe server. Any tips or ideas for me to have good RTA and arena offense combo? Dino in chat. Okay, Dino, let's do this. Oh my God. No way. Tell me you've got Leo. Tell me you got Leo. Oh, but you barely dipped your toe into RTA. Oh, this is great. Dude, this is... wow, what an interesting situation to be in. You have such cool units here. So we're looking for an RTA comp as well as an arena offense team. if you pull a Leo, oh my God, you have Leo. I was gonna say, if you pull Leo, it's over. You just Leo Lucifer. I think in especially in like, well, for your arena defense, you're probably already doing this, right? You're probably already using this. Well, let's talk RTA. Let's see what's going on. You might be able to do like I'm assuming that you're probably already cleaving. Like, if you were to do something akin to... Sorry, guys. I had to take a sip of water. Like, if you were to do something with, say, Bastet or Adriana, and then featuring Alicia... Let's see what else. You could do Belinus, right? I'm trying to look for other elements to kind of support the cleave. Lucifer, Zeratu, Han. Oh, my God. This account... Dude, you are so like this. I don't know if I've ever seen an account that is more like screaming, please cleave or snipe. Please cleave or snipe. You have gotten everything to support this type of playstyle. This is absurd, actually. Look at this. You got attack bar. You got strip and pushback. You have leads. Oh, you have a dark speed lead, you have dark strip, you have a dark snipe, you have another dark snipe, right? Like, you could do a full dark, like, I would experiment with some of this. I would definitely experiment with, like, Han, right? So that way you have his leader skill to use. This has a lead, too. Oh, my God. The Dark Cassandra. Guys, it is Chat Channel 10 Wonder. This is awesome. I'm so thrilled. So thrilled for you on this, because, like, you have... This is the second account in a row when it's like we're looking at just a monster box that has so much synergy. Like, you can combine so many different monsters and get so many, and they will all kind of like work towards the same goal. So I think the first thing to do is like fastest Swift set here, right? Bastet and Adriana. And then I think you figure out what units you want to work with. Like, do you want to play, you can get your one speed lead here, a backup speed lead here. Then you run like Zeratu. That's 5 units right there. If you want to have like flex picks instead, I think you have like Lucifer, you have Sonya. Definitely rune up a Leo for RTA as well. If we really want to lean into this strategy, I think Belinus should probably be included, just so that way you have like a unit for every element. So that way you can kind of like punish comps that are like overly wind heavy or something like that. The same is true for water, right? So for water, I think I would just have you rune up Alicia. But by this point, we might be splitting our runes too thin, actually, now that I say that. So maybe you do really just lean into Dark plus Lucifer, right? Just go element neutral, Dark and Lucifer, and then have Bastet and Adriana be your fastest units, because I don't want you to split your runes too much. I think I'm just kind of talking like in a very ideal world, but I think in order to support what you've got going on here, I think you just do Bastet and Adriana. Then you have Leo ruined, as Leo is normally, put him on like Violent or something like that. Then you have like Lucifer, you got Zeratu ruined up. I accidentally clicked on Martina. Zeratu, Cassandra, and then like Han. And then boom, look at that, you're cleaving. Bro is cleaving. That's crazy. That's actually a crazy account. Big Fish, what's going on? Oh, this is not this Big Fish. Oh my goodness. Guys, I am sleepy. I am so sleepy. I don't think I'm fully like adjusted to the time here yet. Like, what time is it? I think it's add 7 and flip. Like, what time is it in Japan right now? It's almost 5 in the morning. It's almost 5 a.m. So I'm all out of whack right now. I'm like I'm very sleepy. I'm not quite like on the same time zone yet. Wu Chen. Yo, Evan, how's it going? I could use help with speeding up Steel Fortress, Abyss Hard, and with consistency on R5. Otherwise, just some guidance as to what to focus on. Cloud Piercer on Twitch. No way. Kagurabachi fan? Hello? Wait. Is that Cloud Piercer, or is it just am I wrong? Isn't there a Cloud Piercer? Isn't that one of the blades in Kagurabachi? Is anybody reading that right now, by the way? That's kind of a fun one. It's kind of sick. Or am I thinking of, is it Cloud? It might be Cloud Gouger, actually. I forget what it is, but Cloud Pierce is a great name. It's very evocative. It's a great name. Okay, so I think it might be like, I think I might be misremembering it. It might be Cloud Gouger. Does anybody read that? Steel Fortress Abyss, hard consistency. I think for this, you may get some mileage out of replacing Rauk for one more like beneficial effect blocker. So if you take out Rauk and replace him with Second Awakened Gina, I think your results actually might improve. I would give it a shot and just see how that happens. Alternatively, no, that's crazy. No, never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. That's crazy. Maybe instead you do like, you could do Gina. I think two-way Gina is probably the smoothest like transition for this team, especially because she has a secret dungeon. I would do that. Just kind of looking around for a second just to see what's going on. I like your Giants Abyss hard team. It's a very aggressive team. Extremely aggressive Giants Abyss hard team. I like it. I vibe with that a lot. For the Dragon's Abyss, I also think you might be able to take out the Tyron and get some better results. You could probably just swap Tyron for Crow. And in that example, I think it should work. Look at all the team ups on this Necro Abyss hard team. Dude, he doesn't stand a chance. I suppose it's only two, but I like the two that you got. Because Seren applies defense break, and that's like brand new and really cool. If you were to take out Colleen, actually, you might be able to get a little bit more results out of taking out Colleen and putting in Ergar. And then you can run Ergar as lead. Look at that. Then you have a 38% attack power lead in dungeons. So if you swap out Colleen for him, I think it might be better. You just want him to move first in that case. I think that might actually help a lot. I think you also said you wanted help with raids. Let me see this. I really wish that I could see all of your teams in the book, but unfortunately I can't. What I would probably just advise is maybe taking out the Aster so far, just because like with Aster, she does all of her damage because of her passive, pretty much, right? And the boss is going to apply Oblivion, so you're not going to have access to your passive ability for most of the time. Unless you run enough cleanse to support that. But right now I only see one full team cleanser and one single target cleanse option. And she might not even target the Aster. So I would maybe take out the Aster and like try for a different either support or like a different damage source. You could even put Rauk in on that slot and you might have better results too. The mons I use for R5 are the only ones Rune right now, so I can actually, oh, perfect, dude. That helps me a lot. Let me jump in. Let me see what you got. CJ, I'm on the Europe server right now, but I'm going to bounce back over to global in a second. Nice. We've got an Ikaru that is pulling all the units possible. Using Rauk. Cool. This Verd is very, very slow. It's more or less okay. The only thing is that... Oh, thank you so much for the follow, by the way, Bishop. Thank you for that. Hey, welcome. I'll give another wave there. Welcome to the channel, dude. Oh, you have a Velajewel. This would be cool, too, actually. This is full team cleanse. I would maybe run the Velajewel. This is AoE cleanse. Immunity for 3 turns. The boss can strip. So we're less concerned about the immunity. But, like, I think the AoE cleanse, the defense break, I think those are both valuable. So if you're missing any of that, I think you can go ahead and run him. Simple Fishing Guy on YouTube. What's up, dude? Welcome to the chat. M. Bishop says, why is Summoner's War so hard? Dude, I feel that. Oh, that's so funny. I gotta say, to Summoner's War's credit, it has gotten remarkably easier. Like, and you know, I don't mean to be the guy that's like, oh, back in my day, because I'm not gonna go that route, but I will just say that the game has like taken significant steps to ease like those early burdens, to remove barriers to entry, and I think that that's just great, and I really hope that they continue down that line, and I think they will, because they keep making those changes, like the advanced rune settings, where you can now kind of like do like rune optimization settings inside Summoner's War. That's amazing. Yeah, quality of life over the past year has improved tremendously. That's from Kanagi on Twitch. Yeah, I completely agree. But that is not to say it's easy. I just mean to say it's easier. So you're totally right, Bishop. Like the game is tough. And that's why I like to do these streams, right? Because sometimes you get locked in on your account and you only have your perspective to work off of. So sometimes it helps to have someone else look at your monsters and be like, what is going on, right? You know, like what do I need to change? Like I've been at my wit's end with a team. In fact, I just hit my wit's end with a team semi-recently because I couldn't figure out why something was happening. And it was while I was building the Kyle team. It was when I swapped out one unit. It's when I included one unit over another. The turn order was different. Are you going to review accounts in global? Mine's kind of booty, but I think there's a way to make it work. Yeah, dude, I'm going to go back to global. So global is my home server too. Simple Fishing Guy says, I'm so addicted to this game. I came back and worked on my main account, then made 2 new accounts at this awesome event. Wow, that is dedication. Dude, that's awesome, Simple Fishing Guy. So right now I'm just reviewing these and offering suggestions for which units to use in raids. You might actually be able to get some usability out of Darkrai here, the Wind Homunculus. Even though he gets Oblivion, his damage doesn't come from his passive, right? It just gives him a little more life. So you could actually theoretically use him. I actually run him on my raids team, and it works just fine. Crow is great. Seren is fantastic too. Just looking around to see if there's anybody else we want to include. Of course, Ergar, Colleen. Dude, what a champ. What a champ. I would take out the Aster. Personally, I don't think I use Aster in mine. Does anybody else use Aster in R5? Just purely because most of her damage comes from her passive, so you don't want to rely on that. This could also work, to be honest, because this has 3 skills, applies branding, like, you know, and it has crit rate lead. That's a remarkably, like, relevant leader skill for raids, too. And I think that's all she wrote for now. Oh, wait, back here, just wanted to highlight, this is another good, what I like to call a soft cleanse, right? So when what I refer to as a soft cleanse is when you reduce the number of turns on a debuff, right? You're not actually removing the debuff yourself. You're just like you're lowering the number of turns. So Mi Yang, great for that. Let me go back real quick. Just look around for a second. Okay, tips for RTA and arena offense. Let's see what you're at right now for RTA. Oh, One Piece fan, amazing. You have the Kyle team working. We know you've got runes. We know you have the runes. Pat, welcome to the stream, bro. Good to see you, man. How was the trip home? My flight was super easy. I'm very tired right now. I think I'm still on Japan time to a certain extent. So it was kind of hard to like wake up today, but like, cause it's like 5 a.m. there right now, but it was good. But yeah, I got back last night. Awesome. I'm glad you made it back safely. It was great to see you, dude. I had so much fun. Oh, by the way, Disney Sea was great, dude. It was busy as heck, but we took your advice. Like as soon as we were on it with the app, man. We were like super on it. It was packed. It was packed, but probably not as packed as it was on the weekend because it was like a rainy day on Monday. So it was like not too bad. I think it could have been worse, but like we got there early, huge line outside. We got on the Tangled one, and we got on the Tangled ride in Fantasy Springs, and then what was did I do it? I think that might have actually been the only one we got on in Fantasy Springs. And then we went on other ones. We went on Indiana Jones. We went on a few that were like outside that, but like the rest they shut down almost immediately. Oh, thank you for the follow, Mitsu. Welcome to the channel. So looking back here real quick. So I see you have Veronica Light, as I like to. Kid is kind of like Veronica Light. It's like the Veronica at home. Dudono says, turns out I can just spam crowd control. Oh, did it work? Did that work for you? Decreases attack bar of everybody and also increases cooldown time. Remove all beneficial effects. Increases skill cooldown by 2 turns of the selected target. So it's not everybody, but it's the one person. So Kid is like, it is Veronica Light. Neat unit. We'll keep that in mind as we look through here. See, you got Solvark. Solvark's probably the most usable right out of the box of the other ones. Like the other ones, you kind of need a kit to support it. Let's keep looking. I see you got Barbara. I see you got the Fire Gojo. Oh, you got an Asher. Yes, dude. We're definitely going to be recommending Asher. 4 minutes. That's vastly improved over 17, was it, before? Byung-Chul's really great too. We might be able to support like a bruise build. Something like bruisery. Which is great. I love bruiser comps, to be honest. I really like them a lot. You got a Veramos spec here with your Gapsu and an Omduat. Yeah, I think for now probably the safest approach for you to play in RTA would be kind of bruisery, right? So you bring in Veramos when he's needed. You use like Gapsu Byung-Chul, right? Gapsu Byung-Chul, Ashur, and then you can use like Moore or Solvark or both, right? And then you got Masha. So it's like these are incredibly just safe picks. They're not loud picks either. They don't like totally broadcast your strategy other than like you're going to be tanky. So, you know, they're flexible. So what I would say is like kind of start there and then experiment with like elements of like a crowd control or like cleave team, because I think you also do maybe have the runes, or I'm sorry, you maybe do have the monsters to support that too. I don't know about the runes yet, but like I see an Amber here, I see Kid, like these are good, and you've got Bastet as well. Like these are all monsters that support that strategy pretty well. I wouldn't say as well as like the last account that we looked at. I think you're probably more set up to start Bruise and then maybe see if you want to go elsewhere. I just need to know what to focus on next. I finished Giants Speed recently. Not Asuko on YT and Zendrago on Twitch. Okay, so not Asuko or Zendrago. Let's see what to focus on. If you just finished your speed team, the answer might be just to chill. Oh, so I see that you've got the Zerath here. Are you not using your Zerath in Giants? Oh, well, honestly, this time is amazing. So I wouldn't say like don't rock the boat over this, but like that is a unit that is used in PvE speed teams, right? Like, so your Zerath could maybe like speed it up even further, right? Let me actually bounce out of here and go back to the book. So let me go back to Big Fish's book real quick. So we got the Giant speed team. You got a Dragons team that looks like it works pretty well, pretty consistently. Don't quite have the rune quality for it. Understood. Understood. Oh, the music's a bit too loud. Let me turn it down. Thank you for the heads up on that. I just turned it down. I know we're in between songs right now, so it's kind of like it's a weird time to check. Let me just speed it up so that way you can tell me if it sounds good. So I don't know if you immediately want to jump into another like speed team, right? Like trying to build the Dragons team after just doing the Giants team sounds like a lot. So maybe what you should do, I would say to sit in Giants for a little while, right? You just want to farm up the runes, get the grinds that you need from raids, and then you take them into like RTA. I honestly think after that you could try to go for like C1. If you're already F3, I think it's probably more of a grinds issue than a runes issue. Like to go from F3 to C1, right? You do need runes, but I find that if you want to like push through that barrier, it's probably you need grinds over runes. Like, to be honest, you probably already have the runes somewhere in your box. You just need to like push them past their limits. So I would hybridize like your time. I would go like half Giants, half raids, right? For a little while and just see what happens. And then you start pushing into World Arena. I know I don't know everything that you have, but I do see that you've got Sonya, you've got Amber. Oh, you've got Cigar. Nice. Okay, cool. So you could do like a double reset type thing too if you wanted. You could go Sekhmet Cigar. You could do double reset. If you're interested in cleaving to like use your Zerath or something like that, you could do... I think there's still room for you to use like your Cigar in there, but I would also think about maybe bringing the Chiwu for a speed lead. You could do Chiwu plus Chiwu Sekhmet or like Chiwu Cigar and then bring your Zerath following a defense break. You just need somebody to set up AoE defense, or yeah, you can do whatever. I don't know the full breadth of your box, but like that looks pretty cool. Can you help me make an arena defense? Awesome. We haven't talked about this yet today. I'm good with AO for now, but my defense is kind of weak. Hope you can help with that. Thanks. Let's see what you're using right now. So currently it's a Ciara speed lead. It looks like they're trying to kind of do like a reverse cleave type thing. Chat, would you hit that defense? It's welcome back to America's favorite game show. Would you hit that defense? Yeah, Jesse, I can help with that. I'm going to jump over to global after this, I think. People saying, yeah, I think I would too. Olaf says no, but Kappa. Let's see what you got. I think this is kind of a tough strategy to go with too, especially because there's not a lot of like outspeed potential. You know, it's very easy for somebody to just draft a Leo and outspeed you even if you're fast. I prefer to try to survive. That's my approach. I see you have more. Oh, you've got Solvark. Has anybody used Solvark on an AD yet? Does this work? Threat state. I don't think I'm gonna personally recommend this so far. I don't think I'm gonna recommend this based on what I've seen so far, just because like I don't have the info for it. Doesn't this get owned by like Will and Magnum? Dude, Magnum's too good, bro. Magnum's way too good. Magnum just owns everything. Oh, also, Clara, if you did want to continue with the outspeed strat, she would be good to include. Oh, we got Leica back here too. Okay, continuing. We are making some good headway. Let me just see what else we got. We do have a Leo, but we don't want to bring the Leo for them, right? Because putting the Leo on your arena defense is kind of helpful, right? Because now all of a sudden it frees up a slot. They don't need to bring the Leo. They could still bring Leo if they really want turn one, but you know, we got Darien back here. The Dark Megami is kind of sick, but I don't think we're gonna include it. Okay, so if you're trying to like go like bruisey magoozy over here, I think you could do like Darien with, I mean, maybe Gapsu. I'm not big on the Gapsu, but like I'm trying to just find super tanky units. I think you do 2A Darien, right? So bear with me here for a second. I think you do 2A Darien. I think you do Leica. I think you could even do Solvark, to be honest. It's just he's built on defense. That's the problem. Is the only thing is that he's built on defense, so he'd get Lucianed. I think he could get Lucianed kind of easily. That's the problem. Because it'd be so chill to do like Aaliyah, Solvark, Leica, and Darien. The only problem is that building high in defense is not a good approach because Lucian is still so prevalent in arena offense. So instead, I think you keep the Leica. You keep the Darien, but then we just need to find a couple other options. Maybe we just go full tank. It's like just own it. Go like Gapsu Jean, or it's like maybe the Gapsu's optional, right? Go with something with like an HP lead in the front or something like that. The resistance lead is not bad, to be honest. I think you could run the res lead for now. I would try this as like Triana Solvark, suggested Kanagi. Okay, I actually think that's a pretty decent suggestion. Is there a Triana? I don't think I saw a Triana. There is a Triana. Okay, perfect. Thank you, chat. There we go. That's the missing piece. So I think what you do is you put this as the last slot, regardless, right? But then if you want, I would also try out Solvark on the team, since now you have the Triana here to support that. Because ultimately what we're bringing Triana for is just to prevent death, right? So you do want to skill this up, though. It's very important that it's fully skilled up. That is very important. I am going to jump back over to global for a minute. Oh, actually, wait. Let me just see. Is there anything else in here that I'm missing? Who did we... Oh, there's Olaf. Olaf the Majin would need some help with what units to use for dragons. It looks like I did the normal, but used crystals. Got it. Thank you for that heads up, by the way, because yeah, that would be confusing. Okay, so this one didn't clear. This one didn't totally clear. So now my thing for dragons, right? And this might be a little bit like aggressive, but we're kind of in a state of the game right now where you actually don't need a dedicated healer to clear Dragon's Abyss hard. And the reason for that is that if Veramos is fast enough, he can actually do the role of a healer. So let's just look through this really quick. This might actually be a rune that we want to swap out. And the reason why I say that is because the crit rate is locked in as a innate stat here. So innate stats are a blessing and a curse, right? They are good reap targets because sometimes you can have resistance or accuracy or something else that's kind of like a menial stat that doesn't really help you too much. But sometimes you get crit rate, and we really need crit rate in the substats so that we can get more of it, right? Because we want crit rate and we want speed. So if you can find a speed rune in here that also has crit rate in the substats, that'd be amazing. Because right now, what's our crit rate's like 75? I think ideally you'd want to speed up your Veramos to be around 90-ish, 80, 90-ish speed, and then like find a little more crit rate. And I know that's easier said than done, but like for instance, right? The accuracy stat here, right? This could be speed, right? If we found something that's speed, or it's like if we found crit rate in the subs here instead, like we don't really care about attack too much, right? Let me just look through here. This one also doesn't have any speed. Like this flat HP down here could be speed. I mean, you could even like, it would be an investment. You could gem it. There's no speed on this one either. I think you're only getting speed from like 1, 2, 3 runes, right? Yeah. So I think if we could find a little bit more of this, and you could also use the advanced rune settings for this. Like you could just type in what you need and the game can try to find you combinations that'll suit your needs. And he doesn't need to be on a full set of blade unless you really need him to be, right? But like, I think look for a rage build and you probably have these runes somewhere. Just make sure that it's looking at equipped runes too. Jaro says, yo, what's up? I'm kind of new to Summoners War. I've been playing a bit and got some decent monsters, but I'm stuck on Necro Dungeon B10. Who is good to use? Oh, thank you so much for the follow, by the way. I didn't get a chance to see the name. I just saw the animation at the end there. Sorry about that, but thank you. Welcome to the channel, dude. So Jaro. Oh, let me just take a stretch real quick. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Oh, that felt very good. Thank you. Sorry about that. The people that are like really good for Necro are like, so there's Abigail, the water cannon girl, right? Ergar, the dark. Let me just start out with the free to play, like the specifically easy to get ones, right? Like so, Ergar, the dark vampire lord, he's in the coin shop. You can use Second Awakened Raok. You can use Second Awakened Crow. I don't always use Second Awakened Crow, but like you can use him. Shaman, the Light Griffin, who just recently became like super easy to get. He's now part of the secret dungeon comp. You got to use that one. Yeah, Dudono, you're so funny. Yeah, team up, multi-hit effects. So like Astar, the Fire Magic Knight, it's Lapis's spicy sister, right? Like those units are very good. Luke says, do you usually do summon sessions? I don't think I really have a lot of scrolls right now, but I can double check. Oh, there's another Veramos back here. This must be the one from the event. So we were looking at the consistency, right? We're trying to get that sped up, I think. So Veramos, right? So again, like shifting him over a little bit. So, oh, that's right. We were talking about Dragon's Abyss. That's what it was. And I was saying you could remove the healer, right? Because if Veramos is doing his job right, if your team gets hit by the boss, Veramos can cleanse a dot, heal people a little bit, then still have enough in the tank to get another turn and heal him again. And the way that works is that when he gains attack bar, based on the number of debuffs that are still in play after his turn, after he attacks on his turn. So that means you can actually cycle back around, get another turn, and keep cleansing your team. So Veramos is both your damage and your healer, right? And then for the way that I've kind of pitched the starter team in like the videos and stuff, Lauren moves first, and then Second Awakened Crow goes next. Let me just see what else you have in here too. Oh, excuse me, guys. I'm so sorry. I keep yawning. It's just because I'm still on Japan time after the finals, guys. It's like, it's supposed to be, it's 5 a.m. over in Japan. So it's like, you know, when the stream started and now I would have still been asleep in Japan. So I'm kind of like a little bit groggy from that. That's my bad. I guess I shouldn't say it's my bad. There's not a whole lot I can do about it, you know? But, like, I will eventually get back on US time, on California time. I also think that your Spectra is really good, but it doesn't need to be on 2 focus sets. I think we could maybe get him a little bit more crit rate if we put him on maybe something else. He doesn't need to have that high of accuracy, to be honest. But I think ultimately you've got the right runes in your box. You're runing up the right stuff. It's just, I think maybe if we just change out a few things, you'll have better results. Okay, and then let's look through here. We got Sith saying, looking for AD RTA comp recommendations. So AD, so their arena defense is currently Molong, Riley, Veligul, and Camilla. They've gotten Osima too. That's pretty sick. Let me just jump on in this real quick and we'll see what's going on. Okay, serious question. Which skin for Bella? As in Bella the cannon? The cannon girl? It's a good question. We should double check. I like the most recent one a lot. The most recent one is really cool. I also don't mind the base form of the Cannon Girls. I actually think that the Cannon Girls have a really solid, like, base look to them. I would maybe look into the most recent transmog, though. I think that was the one where they have the sort of, like... How would I describe it? It's almost caricaturized, like, cannon with them. I think that one's pretty good. That is nice. We're looking for arena defense. Arena defense. Let's just move away from the water for a second. Now, if you did want to counter cleave, you might be able to, since you have Osima. Like, you might be able to, like, just do something that's, like, heavy on the speed. Chiwu Osima, something like that. But I know that that's pretty aggressive. You could, honestly, if you want to bruise it out, maybe we do, like, Kinky instead. Put like Kinky in there, put Kinky, Triana, 2A Darien, and then like an HP lead, call it a day, to be honest. Like that's like that's pretty dope, dude. Like I wish I had, or Jean. You could even run Jean in that slot there instead of the HP lead. But I really like running HP leads in this. What is like to me that's my recommendation, but if you really wanted to counter cleave, you could do Chiwu Osima. Was there a Bastet? You could do Chiwu, Bastet, Osima +1, and then boom, you counter cleave. That's a great AO. That's a super solid arena offense. I mean defense. Did I say offense? I meant defense. I realize now that you also asked for like RTA teams. Let me just check in on this really fast. I think RTA, you have a little bit more flexibility. I notice you have Chandra, you've got Veligul. Do you have Cigar? Do you have the Holy Trinity? Not quite. Oh, but you do have... Oh, this is the Dark Siri. Wow, you could actually do like you could do Fiona in Cigar's slot. That's not something that I've like seen results of or anything like this. This is purely me just saying something that I think could be cool. Guys, real quick, let me post the survey. Cool. I just posted the survey in the chat. Sorry about that, guys. I realized it had been a second. So again, this isn't me seeing like something and getting the results from it. I purely think it's cool. And also the slow debuff is really powerful, so that could be fun. But I think it would also be really fun for you to cleave with Osima. I just don't see a lot of supporting units for it besides like Chiwu Bastet. But do you really need more? Oh, actually, you can use this Rigna. You can use her. She's like a member of a snipe comp. As long as she's faster, she crits. And you also can't be crit by things that are slower than you. So you actually might be able to use that too. Guys, by the way, have you noticed that I have not encountered the bug today? The one where like my game crashes after coming out of people's islands. Have you noticed this? This is going great. This is going great so far. I wonder if they patched it. Lucy for Glory. Hello, Evan. Any ideas for dimension dungeons for runes? Yes, but actually, so here's the thing. So let me advise to that question from my account on Global, just so that way I can help. Like, that way I can remember my teams more clearly. I'll go over to the dimension hole. For the most part, I try to use free-to-play teams, or at the very least, I will start that way. So let me just jump over. Oh my god, I have 130 dimension energy. That is so embarrassing. My dimension energy is full right now. So you said for rune dungeons, right? So like, let's just see what I use for this. So it looks like I use Verd, Fran, 2A Rogue, 2A Crow for this. Looks like people kind of use similar stuff, but like occasionally they'll swap out that Crow for either a Darien or a Cocky. I could see that. But yeah, so that's what I run for this. Let's just go through each one because I actually feel like this is a really good question. Alunia is a little bit tougher. I do actually have a free-to-play guide for this on the channel, which I think might be some help. I think I used Naomi. I feel like I used, let me just look through this real quick. I'm pretty sure I did this. I think this was the free-to-play team. So that would be Royd, right? 2A Royd. I just don't, he's missing a rune right now, and then Naomi. And 2A Naomi. But that's definitely one where you have a lot of flexibility for, like, if you pulled a win nat 5 that happens to be like a damage dealer or like sets up defense break, I think you could probably sub it in pretty easily for one of those. Then for the Cliff of Tough Beastmen, this is definitely the easiest. This is probably the easiest of the rune dungeons, I'd say, and that's actually good news because it's also another good source of like will runes. I think Alunia is probably a little bit better because even if you don't get will, you still have a chance of getting another type of rune that is also really helpful. Lumel, it's a little more hit or miss. I think the only time I would recommend farming Lumel over Alunia would be as if you're currently in the process of trying to find runes for Ikaru or a Trickaroo team, and Trickaroo is like super niche right now, right? So like if you're trying to rune up an Ikaru, then maybe farm here for a little bit because the guard runes are in here. But otherwise, just farm Alunia instead. Ferris, any rewards for filling out the survey? Yes, we give out 75 crystals to a random number of people equal to the max viewership we got on stream. So yeah, please fill it out. If you get a chance, answer it honestly. Let us know what you think. Let me keep moving through here. So Lumel, Calderon. This is actually probably the hardest. I would say this is either the hardest or the second hardest after Sacrion. I think Sacrion is the only one that's probably competing for the hardest dungeon. I think Cocky is amazing in here. You don't need, I know he's not strictly like free to play. Instead, you could do something like one of these. I've actually used these for a while to varying degrees of success, right? Like, so Shaman's great in there too. Right, like so, or with Verd. I'm not using Verd on the comp, but I know people do. Sacrion is probably the hardest. For whatever reason, this might be the hardest dungeon in the game. Show Cocky's runes. This is Cocky's. I don't think it's anything like too crazy. He has a good amount of attack and defense, but like I just have him attack. I have him on attack. Boom. Easy, right? Attack. Because he gets extra defense based on the attack power, right? So basically you just run him attack, and he just like does his thing. And then let's just look at these real quick, just so that way we get the full picture. Oh, is this rune not this rune has room for grinds? Could maybe help him out a little bit. Yeah, this dungeon is definitely the hardest one. And I think that's actually the name of the video on the channel too. So if you guys are interested in learning more about these, I actually did a series on the YouTube channel that went through every single rune dungeon. Because like, dude, these dungeons can be kind of difficult and their rewards are very good for the most part. So I actually think that more people should farm them for sure. In fact, that's actually probably what I'm going to swap over to farming today. Oh, I just realized I'm not in chat channel 10. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Sorry about that, guys. Now I'm in chat channel 10. I think we have time for like a lightning round. You know, like if you have like a really quick question, I can go in and just answer like one or two things. Riven Sue, any ideas to improve my arena defense, or should I leave it how it is? Also, any good ideas for a solid RTA team? Much love, Soul Strike enjoyers. Dude, guys, by the way, Riven Sue does do a lot of streams for Soul Strike, so if you have even a passing interest in Soul Strike, I'd recommend that you give him a follow. He's joined me on a number of Soul Strike streams, including the pre-recorded one that is going to release later today. I think I failed to answer that, actually. I think I saw somebody ask if there was a Soul Strike stream today, There is, but it's in air quotes because it's actually a pre-recorded stream. So if you guys want to follow the official channel, it'll come out there, and Rivensu's actually in it. So please take a look at that. Now let's answer this. So the arena defense, Kitian Dasheng, we got, oh my god, we got Leona, we got Kinky, we got Jean. I've actually lost to a team like this before. I've gotten like super provoked. Chat, would you hit this? Would you hit this defense? Would you hit this defense? And if so, what do you think we should change it? Dude, the Ultra Instinct Goku. Oh my god. Ulaf said never. I would never hit that defense. It is a scary team if it's fast, for sure. Like if it's a fast team, I don't think I would hit it. And we know the defense is this: Kitian Desheng, Leona, Kinky, Jean. This is definitely a hard one to say hit. You'd need to have like the utmost confidence in your Lucians to hit this. Oh, no way. Rivensu dropping a gift code for the Soul Strike lovers in chat. If you guys play Soul Strike, you know where to type that in Soul Strike. That is so nice. You don't have enough money to pay me to hit this team. I'd do it just to do it. Yeah, I would probably leave this as is. And now Rivensu, so my follow-up question for you is like, what sort of RTA do you like to play? Is it similar to your arena defense? Do you like to crowd control people? Because if so, you could play something very similar to that, right? So you could actually do like a strip setup into Kitian Dasheng, like infinite sleep stun. Maybe bring Chungpung. I think Chungpung's good setup too. But you don't want to like wake everybody up. I guess you don't have to. But like I really like Chungpung because after they wake up from Kitian Dasheng, you can just reduce their attack bar and increase their cooldown time. So it's like great. You managed to get one turn after you've been slowed and asleep for a whole turn, but like at the same time, like now your cooldowns are increased. Like I think you could do a fairly similar strategy in RTA, but I think maybe you just run like you do like the you could do like Velajul Cigar, or Velajul might not even be necessary with a team like this because everybody's already hypothetically very asleep. You could maybe do Heigang instead, actually, so that way if they try to strip and like take control of the game early, assuming everybody's on will, could run Heigang with it instead. That might be better. So that way it's way harder for them to like get rid of your will. You're basically guaranteed to get your team playing. AoE strip, Kitian Desheng, stun lock everybody. Wales says that the AD was missing strip options, though. Yeah, that's a good point, because I think people higher up probably are running Will on their team, right? And so if you're planning to outspeed, but I also didn't see, there also wasn't like a speed leader, so I don't know if they had a resistance lead. So I think Rivensu might be planning to like have them take their team first, then on turn 2 he kind of takes the game over. I think that's kind of what that's the read that I was getting from it, so that way they cycle out of immunity. But he might be able to add a little bit more clarity to that too. Yeah, dude, so I think for RTA, I think you do speed lead, Heigang, Kitian Desheng, right? And then I think the rest is kind of like up to you based on that. I think your crowd control is definitely your strongest. I think you run Cigar too, so that way that they're punished even if like they wake up. Like in the event that they eventually wake up, then I think they're still punished afterwards. Guys, I'm so sorry to say I'm actually out of time with that one. I'm gonna go have a quick lunch and get ready for a meeting that I have in the afternoon. But thank you for joining me today, guys. This was really fun to kind of get back into the swing of things and do an account review stream together. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Keep an eye peeled to the channel because we have a new video coming out later this week. And if you're watching on Twitch, stay in chat because we're gonna raid somebody. All right, y'all. See you later. Bye-bye. If you were to click on any video on this channel, you would have a pretty solid non-zero chance of me talking about either, if not both, of these monsters in that video. Lorne and Fran can both be used in pretty much every dungeon. The only place where it gets a little bit dicey is the Giant's Abyss, where that counterattack starts ticking up a lot faster with units that hit 3 times. You can use them in TOA. Lorne is great single target control, and Fran is just a solid healer and source of immunity for new players. She also gives attack buff, which is so relevant. Lauren can also be used in raids as a source of slow and defense break. The next one that I wanted to talk about is Spectra, specifically Second Awakened Spectra, who's the Fire Griffin. You can use Spectra in Dragons. I've seen people force Spectra in Giants. You can use them in TOA or, frankly, anywhere that you need max HP scaling damage. The slow and attack bar pushback is also very valuable. Next, Vertihile, the Fire Vampire. Thank John come to us, this dude is fusible now. When I started playing the game, Verd was not fusible. I got him through summoning stones, which are now exclusive summons. It'd be easier to talk about where Verd can't be used, to be honest. Like, you can rune him on Triple Revenge or Swift in RTA, you can use him in TOA, any initialism in the game, you can use him. He's also a staple in Dragons. He was already important and experienced a surge in popularity when the Trickaroo team was at its peak. And today, he is still a must-build unit for new players. Generally speaking, when you use Verd on a team in dungeons, you'll want to rune him so that he moves last, so that way you maximize the amount of attack bar you gain from his passive. Once you have this guy, you're going to be cycling so many turns that you'll forget your opponents are even supposed to have turns. Also,